Thinking about selling your home? Before you pour tens of thousands of dollars into renovating, upgrading on projects you think will boost your home's value, let's go over the top 10 projects that you don't want to do because they don't boost the value of your home when you're trying to sell it for top dollar. I'm David Wright. I've been in real estate for over 20 years and made tons of mistakes, and I want to save you from the same mistakes. So in this video, we're going to go over the top 10 projects and renovations that you don't want to do so that you don't pour money in your house and make less when you sell it. The first thing is over-the-top backyard renovations. Now, pools, koi ponds, great outdoor kitchens, all these things sound great and they're so much fun, but they rarely pay off in the end. And when you think about it, the average in-ground pool is $80,000. Maybe great to swim in, but the reality of it is when you go to sell it, you rarely make back half of that money you spent on that $80,000 pool. Instead, just focus on simple stuff with your backyard, like well-maintained bushes, well-maintained shrubs, nice borderlines, nice clean mulch, things that are very simple. Because when you think about it, what you see a lot of flippers do when they come into their homes they're doing, all of a sudden they add fresh mulch, they add nice little trees, and they add really neat little rocks. All these things are small amounts of money, but give you a better rate of return so that you don't fall into that wasting money trap. Next is ADUs and garage conversions. Now here in California, these are the latest craze that everyone's converting ADU in the backyard, converting their garage to a 1-unit. But what they don't take into account is these can cost anywhere from $100,000 up to $500,000 to do these large projects, not to mention the amount of time they take as well. So think about it. You may build that ADU, you may also lose the garage space, but now what you're creating is more of a rental property, and not all buyers want to buy a rental property or have other people living on their property. So how about you let the buyer of your new home decide whether or not they want to build an ADU or convert the garage, and that way they can deal with the nightmare of getting all these permits and dealing with the construction of this massive project. But what you could do instead is, why not just get the plans for these projects, the permits in place, and then present it to potential buyers as a value add when you're selling your house. And number 3 is solar panels. If you're gonna live in this house forever and you never plan on moving, solar's great. But otherwise, don't just install solar panels on your house for resale value because it's not there. And if your solar is leased or on a power purchase agreement, it becomes even worse for the buyers to have to take on this new burden, which once again affects what you can sell your house for. Number 4, combining bedrooms. Now, it may sound super dreamy and awesome to take 2 of your bedrooms and combine them into one master dream suite, but appraisers and home buyers, they value more bedroom count than they do one giant room that you thought was a good idea. And from a project perspective, when you're tearing down walls and combining bedrooms, not only does this get messy, it also gets expensive with different costs and time as well adding to this project. The only reason we ever do this is if one of the bedrooms is exceptionally small and you can make value by making it bigger. Otherwise, don't combine bedrooms into one. The next big home upgrade you want to avoid, number 5, built-in home stereo systems. Now, these used to be a really big, cool thing to go into someone's house that had a home stereo system and every room built in with all this sound, but now you can actually do the same thing for 75% less money by just using Bluetooth speakers that will actually work better and doesn't affect your resale value by having this complicated built-in stereo system that no one wants anyways because it's now outdated. Buyers today prefer flexibility instead of built-in stereo systems. So if you can build into your house great home lighting, great thermostats, or maybe even great fans with great lighting at the same time, you'll get more out of this than you do with your built-in old school stereo system. Number 6, let's get floored. Flooring fixes. Now, if your carpet is run down, if your tile is chipped, if things are messed up in your house on the flooring, don't go upgrade your house to bamboo and Italian porcelain and all these expensive flooring fixes. Why? Because the new buyer may not even like them and you're not going to even get half your money back on what you spent on that expensive flooring. Just clean the carpets, clean the grout, Do an overall deep cleaning and let the buyers of your house decide what they want to spend all their money on instead of you spending your money and then losing half of it. And you can also ask your local realtor, a good realtor, let's emphasize, what do the buyers in this area expect in their flooring and what do they like if you want some more ideas. Number 7, replacing windows. Windows can be beyond expensive. Now, if you have windows in your house that are cracked or broken, or screens that are messed up, yes, you'll have to replace them prior to selling your house. But don't go out and invest in double pane, triple pane, all other sorts of great expensive windows. Why? Because your new buyer may not like them, and also you're only going to get half the percent of the value back that you spend on them because average windows cost over $1,000 a window. The one exception with windows would be if you live somewhere where it's very, very cold or it gets very, very hot, maybe you do invest in the windows, but just know up front, you're not going to get a 1-to-1 return. So if you're spending $1,000, you're not making $1,000 back for that window. You're probably only going to make $500. So spend wisely, my friends. Number 8 is HVAC systems. Now, if your HVAC system in your home is old, it's out of whack, it's not functioning correctly, it's absolutely going to show up in home inspections and cause you a problem. So if the HVAC is broken or it's kind of past its normal life frame, what you can do, you can go in and have someone replace a couple parts or do a full professional tune-up on your HVAC system just so it passes the report and you don't spend all that money on a brand new HVAC system that you're not going to get the rate of return back. So this is just another way to save you a little bit of time and money by doing the professional tune-up on the HVAC versus replacing the entire system and going through all of that hassle. Number 9, outdated kitchen appliances. Now you see this all the time when you go into a house and there's one sort of microwave, one sort of fridge, one sort of dishwasher. This does not help buyers for the eye. So if you want to save yourself some money, don't go out and buy Viking, Thor, Sub-Zero, all these expensive appliances thinking you're gonna get back your money. Just buy a medium good brand, match all the appliances, put them in the house as pleasing to the eye, and that way you don't lose all your money on expensive appliances that don't pay you back. And bringing it home to number 10, full kitchen and bathroom remodels. Now, you may think you have a great sense of style and remodel your bathroom or your kitchen and think you are just so talented. But your style may not be the style of all the buyers out there, and all that time, energy, and money you just invested into that kitchen and bathroom remodel is lost. These big renovation projects that you're doing, you're not even going to get 50 to 60% of your money back on these projects. So don't do them. Instead, do small ones in the kitchen. Maybe refinish the faces of the cabinets. Match all the cabinet handles you pull out. Maybe put a nice pretty backsplash in there, or just add a couple subtle things inside the kitchen that make it to where it looks like it's newer versus older and outdated. Here's a few more bonus tips that we'll go over that will make you more money than all those pitfalls that we just went over when selling your home. Price your home strategically. Now, what you think it's worth versus what a good agent knows it's worth, emphasize a good local agent, is very different. So just look at your home and make sure everything is clean, neat, well kept. Staging also helps improving the sale of your house as well. And your pricing strategy has to match your current market, has to match what your current market is doing right now at any given time to ensure that you get the best price for your house. And lastly, trust a good realtor. We're emphasizing good here because most realtors are not good. Talk to a local professional that is well known in the market, sells homes, and actually knows what they're doing. If there's anything they would suggest that helps you sell your particular house in the particular market at this particular time. Listen, I know your home's your baby. I know you got lots of memories in there, and I know it's hard to sell because of emotion. That's why you need to take your emotion out of it and delegate it to a realtor and let them do it so that emotion doesn't come into play, because it's hard to sell something you love. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you got questions or comments, hit them below and I'm happy to answer them for you.